Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at Bucky O'Hare. I said Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare. This comes from Boss Fight Studios. This is a new edition. The Bucky O'Hare line originally came out back in the 90s, but Boss Fight Studios has re-released a new this is a new, completely new line of Bucky O'Hare figures, which is really awesome and very cool. So that's what we're taking a look at today. It does come in this very awesome looking blister pack here. It's got the nice Bucky O'Hare artwork here on the side. Logo, it's basically the same, or it may not be the same. I don't actually have my carded original vintage Bucky anywhere around here handy, but to me this looks like the original packaging, so I'm really stoked about that. It does have some really awesome looking figure in there as well. Flipping it over to the back, we've got kind of a simple panel from the comic. We got his stat card. We got a couple of other figures from the wave. And yeah, very cool looking. I am really happy with this. I've always liked the Bucky O'Hare series and universe and everything like that. So I'm really stoked to get a hold of a new Bucky O'Hare figure. This is geared towards collectors, so they have gone ahead and packaged it in that weird reclosable packaging here. So basically you have your card stuck behind these plastic things, and you just kind of lift the card off of it. And then you can reseal it later. The card art itself looks awesome. Very nice. Front and back there. Very cool. I'm not real big on these resealable packages. Let's go ahead and pull this guy out. So basically there's just two trays here. One with accessories and one with the figure. I'll throw this to the side. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of the packaging, but that's okay. We got some cool accessories, so let's just go ahead and pop all this stuff out. I do like, in theory, that you can... that's cool. His cape. And we got some cool guns, some alternate hands. Sorry, I like the fact that you do have options to store things in here. And so for collectors, you can pull it out of the packaging, put it back in the packaging, whatever you want to do. I'm an opener, so that's kind of why we're here doing this today, is because we're openers. Another gun. More alternate hand sculpts. We've got alternate head sculpts. That's cool. And the Bucky O'Hare figure itself comes out of there real nice. So I'll toss this to the side and let's zoom in and adjust the camera just a little bit to get us a good close up here on Bucky. Alright, so lots of cool accessories, very nice looking figure. And I think we're going to start with the figure this time. I usually start with the accessories, but I really want to look at the figure. So this is Bucky O'Hare. It does look pretty much just like I remember from the comics and the cartoon and the original action figure. So I am really stoked about this. This is just a great looking figure. Boss Fight Studios did a really amazing job on this thing. We can look at some of the details here. My lights are going to probably blow out the colors a little bit. I'm going to dial this front one down just a little bit. In person, the colors really pop really well. Got the real dark red, the yellow, and then that kind of neon green color with his fur. Very awesome. Again, looking at the detail on these things, really awesome. He's got his goggles there on top, his ears right there, the pink inside of it. the fur details there around his chin, his buck teeth, his captain pauldron things, little connector pieces for his belt and his weapons, the flared out pants, the big rabbit feet, and his rabbit tail. Very awesome. You can also see all the detail, and I'm going to pull this back up. So you can see all the detail here in like the clothing here, lots of different things there. Very awesome looking. Again, I apologize for bouncing back and forth on this with the lights, but trying to find a good balance here. Articulation wise, the head does spin 360 degrees. We have plenty of up and down motion, side to side head tilt. The ears are movable as well, so they spin 360 degrees. They also have up and down motion, so you can get into all sorts of cool posability wise with that. I'm actually just looking at it. The goggles actually look like they have plastic lenses in them, not just solid paint. So that's really awesome. Sorry. The shoulder joint, ball and swivel there. These little pauldron things don't get in the way whatsoever. That is really awesome. We've got a ball and swivel at the elbow joint, and then the actual gloves themselves, just a swivel joint. Very cool. We do have a waist twist feature, and it's actually a kind of a ball joint, which I just popped it off here. So you can see that ball joint there. So you get all sorts of articulated twisty action going on with that. I don't know that it's supposed to pop off that easily, but for the most part you're not going to have that problem. But I like the way that it does twist all the way around, so you can get in some really awesome poses there. Kind of an ab crunch feature, so to speak, though he doesn't really have abs, so pretty decent though. The waist and hip joints are that weird plastic T-hook looking thing. Because of the sculpting on the sides of his thighs here, you are limited in articulation from side to side. He can go out about that far, but front he can go all the way that way, all the way back. Very nice. We do also have a knee joint right here, and also it's a ball joint there as well, so you can go pretty much anywhere you want to with that. That's very awesome. We do have the standard weird ball ankle joint on this thing, so up, down, left, right, swivel, swivel, wherever you want to go with that. We also have that extra toe articulation on this guy, which is very cool and very nice looking. That's pretty amazing there. Very cool. So you can get into pretty much any pose that you want to. That is very awesome looking. I like that a lot. As far as accessories go, he does have his standard cape here, which has just a little peg hole on it on his back, and the peg lines up there. Actually, we didn't look at this, but his tail is articulated as well. That's pretty awesome. So it goes left and right and doesn't really go out or anything, but can move that tail around. Oh, that's funny to me. Cape pegs into his back like so. Let's get in there a little bit. It's a little bit tricky to get in there. It's made of a softer plastic, but once you get it in there, it does have that nice fan out look. So it's kind of popped out. It's not just hanging straight down. You can kind of see the wind blow as he runs around. So that is really cool. We also get two of these blasters, and we'll pull these up here. These are kind of the standard space blasters that he's used in the comics and cartoons for forever. Very nice detail. They do have that little star on the hilt. Very cool looking. This is really a great looking pistol here. The cool thing about this is that these little holes in there are meant so he can plug in on his belt, wherever you want him to plug into. That was one of the things about the original vintage figure that was planned. That thing popped off again. But they didn't quite work all that well, so you couldn't actually peg the weapons in. But I'm glad to see that that feature actually works really well here. It was originally planned to begin with in that vintage line, but didn't quite work as well as they had hoped. But yeah, so then the pistols fit in his hand. Got a nice trigger finger right there as well, so that is very cool looking. Looks awesome. I'm really happy with this. And you can pop off his other gun there if you want to. Stick it in his other hand, which also has that trigger finger, which I am really happy with. That one's being a little bit more finicky. There we go. Perfect. So, dual pistol wielding Bucky O'Hare. Very nice looking. We have a multitude of accessory hands here as well. So we have a closed fist for his right hand, closed fist for his left hand. Then we have a pointing finger for the left hand, and an open hand for the right hand. So very nice looking all together. These things just kind of pop out. You just kind of grab it and pull on it. Pops off on that nice peg system. Then you can take the other ones and plug them back in. Twist it a little bit to get it to go on there, and voila, you've got your extra hand pointing in the air, or pointing wherever you want it to go. Very cool. I like that a lot. We also have 2 extra heads here. I'm sure these are meant to be different, but for the life of me, they don't look different to me. So I don't know if this one just got slightly mixed up in the production or what, if there's supposed to be a different face here, but these two look the same to me. So maybe this one's a little bit more angry looking, but I honestly can't tell a difference in them. No, I guess that's correct. So this is more of an angry face one. If you look real close, see if I can do this here. Try it this way. Hold them with one hand. And I'll try to point out the differences with a pencil. So, if you're looking real close, the brows, they are up on this one. So the eyebrows start higher here and they're lower here. So I guess this one is more of the angry face Bucky, and this one is not angry face Bucky, I guess. It's a subtle difference, but you can see it when you look a little closer. So I about didn't notice that. But anyways, the way this particular feature works is you just kind of grab his face and pull it off. Like so. There's a square peg on his head and a square peg hole on the face. So then you just kind of take that and push it in like so. And snap it in, and you have the interchangeable heads. So that's actually pretty cool. I like that. I do kind of wish that the differences in the face was a little bit more pronounced, but it gets by pretty well, and I really don't have that many complaints about it. So yeah, this is a cool looking figure, and some really cool. I'm really impressed with this thing here. So, the couple of drawbacks here that I will point out that you've probably noticed as well watching this video. The waist twist feature is pretty bad, and I just knocked his head off again. So some of these interchangeability pieces are not the best in the world. And I guess I probably just didn't snap that one on in far enough. So that's the head sculpt swap out is pretty nice. But specifically the waist twist feature here, being on that weird ball, has a tendency to pop off. At least with mine. I don't know if other people have noticed that or not, or if it's just this one. But yeah, this one's popping off quite a bit. So be on the lookout for that if you do open these things up. The cape also needs a little bit of extra pressure to get it to stay put. It fell off pretty easily. But I'm sure that if we put enough pressure in there to get it to lock in place, it would be fine. Seems like a little bit extra pressure is needed, but beyond that, this is a really awesome looking figure. So I am really impressed with this thing, and I am definitely going to be getting more of these figures from this line. Yeah, this is really cool. I've always liked the character. This version from Boss Fight Studios is pretty boss. So yeah, you can go pick this up straight from Boss Fight Studios, or you can get it from other online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, whatever you like. The price on these things, I want to say, was about $30 for a figure, and it may be slightly more than that, but my rough recollection is about $30, which seems a little pricey, but it's a cool figure, so I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. These aren't in scale with any other figures that I'm aware of, so they're kind of their own figures. But out of curiosity, if any of y'all have any of the Funko Pop Disney Afternoon Studios things, so I've got Darkwing Duck here, and it is actually in that scale, so that's actually pretty cool. I didn't actually think about that before, but yeah, so it fits in with like the Darkwing Duck sets, so that's nice. So your Disney figures can fight alongside of Bucky O'Hare if they want to. And I'm curious here. I've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, one of the vintage figures from back in the day here, Raphael. And so this was essentially, it came from Playmates, so basically the same kind of scale that from back in that vintage era. So it does still look comparable with those figures. So if you had Bucky O'Hare mixed in with your Ninja Turtles in the past, you can still do that. He is a little bit smaller, a little less bulky, but still fits in pretty well with these guys. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, anyways, that's Bucky O'Hare. Yeah, this is a cool figure. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of Bucky O'Hare from Boss Fight Studios. If you had one of these in the past from the vintage line, how do you think this one compares? And are you looking forward to the rest of this product line? I know right now they've announced a couple of different waves. So we've got most of the regular roster kind of ready to go. So anyways, if there's anything special you'd like to see in future episodes, let me know that in the comment section as well. And until next time, play on. So I got a little bonus footage here for you if you've made it all the way through the video here. I was curious about how these would fit into some plastic cases, and so what I have here is the Protect cases that are made for Star Wars figures. These are the ones that I use for my G.I. Joe collection, and so if you take the cape off, then Bucky fits in these things very easily. It's a little tight, but all his accessories fit under here. You can probably pop the tail off and it'd probably fit a little bit easier. But yeah, so these, I think these are the large blister packs for Star Wars from the Protect line. So these things work great for Bucky O'Hare. So that's a bonus for me, and hope you enjoyed that little bonus. Check us out on our next video.